Hey, you guys, this is Zakary Mayhew-Yanez, and welcome to another episode of Life of Mayhem, where I have returning fan favorite Nakia Burrise with us today. Nakia,
Hey,
oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have you back. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. Thank you so much for having me back.
Thank you for coming on. And I've got these questions submitted from the audience. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, so we'll start off easy. If you could play one superhero, who would it be?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Okay, good answer. Good answer. Okay, next question. What is your favorite episode of Turbo or Zeo and why?
I have a favorite episode in both, actually a couple, but in Zeo, it would be A Song Sung Yellow. Because the episode was based around my character and I got to sing, and that was a lot of fun. I actually got to go into the recording studio as well. And so that was a lot of fun being back into the studio. And then in Turbo, it was Shadow Rangers where we got to fight ourselves. Oh, that was so fun.
That's
Fight
fun.
myself.
That's fun. This one's an interesting question. Can you make any odd noises with your mouth?
I mean, well, that's not really an odd noise. Everybody can do that.
One like I can do. Can you do this? That's a weird one, right?
No, I guess not. There we
That
go.
was a good one. I don't know if anyone else can do that. I like that one. Did you like your costume from Turbo or Zeo more?
Um, I love the intricacy in the Zeo suit. Very Egyptian-like. I felt like it was very intricate and it was different.
Yeah.
So I think I like the Zeo better. Although for Turbo, I really liked the helmet in Turbo because of the lights.
That is cool. Yeah. Did you actually, this is just a question I was wondering, whenever there's like a scene of you guys driving, did you actually drive like a car or was that pre-filmed footage? What was that?
Super Sentai footage. We did get a chance to drive the car a little bit in the Turbo movie.
Oh,
And just so everybody knows that the cars do not function well. They would break down pretty often. Johnny's van was like a mess. It was really funny.
that's great.
But actually, my Suzuki did that too. My Suzuki Samurai.
Oh no. So I've got a couple of Dangerforce questions for you. How did you get the role on Dangerforce?
Well, I auditioned like everybody else. There were, a lot of women that auditioned for it. And, I filmed it the first episode because I was in the pilot episode, which filmed January of 2020. Yeah. Yeah. January of 2020, right before COVID. And I think like a week or so later, I was told that I booked the role. It was just one audition and they booked it off the tape. And then they kept bringing my character back. And I just feel like the family structure, the dad, Antonio that plays the dad and the kids, we just get along so well. And the chemistry is so well balanced. And I think that the producers saw that. So they kept bringing our characters back, which has been really, really, really fun.
Oh, that's awesome. And you said like on set that you guys had great chemistry. How was it being on set of Dangerforce?
Oh, it's, you know what, before COVID, it was fun because you got to hang out.
Yeah.
On a sitcom, you practice for a couple of days and then you have to do it in front of the producers and you have to do it in front of the network. And that's always been a scary thing for me because my very first experience in doing that, my very first sitcom, which is right after Power Rangers, was Smart Guy. And there were two of us hired to play girlfriends to the lead characters. And we did the rehearsal the first day, and then we had to go up in front of the producers. And then the next day I come looking forward to seeing the young lady that I auditioned with. I mean, the young lady that I worked with, she had been fired and recast. And there was a new girl in the dressing room. And I remember opening the door and I was like, hey, hi.
Oh man.
What happened to such and such? And She was like, girl, I don't know. I know that they held auditions. They held auditions. They were holding auditions while we were rehearsing. That's how cutthroat it is. The
Oh,
girl didn't even know she was going to be recast. They were holding auditions while we were still rehearsing because the producers wanted someone else.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's always been in the back of my mind when you're doing a sitcom and when you're doing a show, period, you know, nothing is guaranteed. You're hired and you could be fired the same day. And so, you know, with Dangerforce before COVID, we would do the rehearsals, we do it in front of the producers and do it in front of the network. And it's like a live stage performance. And you need to do your best because you can be fired just like everybody else. And so after COVID, what I loved was when we started filming and went back into production, we didn't have to, the network and the producers were not standing there in front of you, going from set to set performing. They recorded it and they would send it to them. So that was a little less anxiety proven for me.
Yeah.
But now it's gone back to regular where they come down and they watch and all of that stuff. So it's a little bit more nerve-wracking.
Wow, I commend you because I have stage fright. So, oh my gosh, I can't imagine how that is. So, next question is this one's about Catherine Sutherland. So when did you and Kat's friendship actually like solidify?
I think the first day I got on set, my screen test was with Catherine. So she was the first Ranger that I met. And I think the producers also saw the chemistry. And I was told in recent years, actually, because I didn't even know, that the producers actually asked Catherine, out of the three of us that she screen test with, who she liked the most, and she chose me. So she had a little something to do with me getting the job.
Wow.
But yeah, I would say the first day that we were on set, we were the only girls. We got along so well, and we just bonded the first time.
Wow, that's amazing. Y'all were meant to be. Dynamic duo right there. Why did you and how did you and Kat do Power Rangers Playback?
We were in Scotland in 2019 at a comic convention, and we were next to Nolan North. I always forget his name. Nolan North and the guy that they were, they had a YouTube channel called Retro Replay. And we had just met them, very, very kind, very nice guys. And their line was ridiculous. They're also voiceover actors and actors. And I was like, what do they do? And so people were telling us they have a YouTube channel called Retro Replay. They're best friends. And so Kat and I were like, we could do that. We could have a YouTube channel. And so we literally, when we were in Scotland, came up with the idea, came up with the name, and that's where Power Rangers Playback started. And, you know, our channel started in January of 2020, right before COVID. And we were able to, with the shutdowns and everything, it kept us busy. It allowed us to become creative and come up with new concepts and ideas for our show. Since things have opened up, it's become a little bit more difficult to, you know, we went from having, you know, content every single week. We've gone to every other week now, just so we have enough time to advertise and because we're traveling again. But it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I love Power Rangers Playback. You two are hilarious.
Thank you. Thank you.
How does booking guests for Ranger Stop work? Do you do it or who does that?
The three of us, Karen, Ashley, Michael Bioni, and myself, we decide on what we're going to focus on what we're going to focus on in, you know, the year coming up, and what guests we want to focus on and who we want to bring in. And that's where it all starts. And so we make a list of people. We have a hit list. And so we reach out to those people and those guests and their agents and so forth, and kind of go from there. And if they're not available, then we kind of, you know, switch our game plan and see who's available and see what we want to go from there. Yeah. There's so many Rangers, so many years of Rangers. But our con, we're focusing on Rangers and pop culture. So it's not just a Ranger convention. Yes, it is Ranger heavy, but we want to make sure that we have our pop culture guests as well. Right. So that's how it goes.
Right. And speaking of Ranger Stop and Pop, I just want to show off this awesome t-shirt real quick.
Yes. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. And thank you for coming.
Yes. Oh, I had so much fun. You guys, if you haven't been to Ranger Stop and Pop, Highly recommend that you go. It's so much fun. You're so like involved in the experience, and there's every single night was something different. It was amazing. This one's a fun question. And I already know the answer is yes, but I want everyone to hear it. Is can you sing?
Yes, I can sing. I used to be actually when I was on Power Rangers filming the Turbo movie, I was in a group and we had a production deal. And so I was simultaneously filming and then driving hour and a half to the valley to go record. And it was at the time, it was very exhausting because we had long hours of filming and then we had long hours of recording. And I somehow was able to do it all with my little body at the time. But yeah, yes, I do sing. I haven't really sang as much. I do most of my singing at home or in the shower.
Yeah.
But yes, I do sing.
Do you think you could bust out a little tune here on Life of Mayhem for us?
Let me see. What do I want to sing? I know life could be so tough and you feel like giving up, but you must be strong, baby. Just hold on. What's the word? That's not the right word, but I'm just going to say it. You'll never feel the pressure till you throw your life away. I used to feel the way you do. Still, I had to keep on going. Never knowing if I could take it, if I could make it through the night.
Oh my gosh. Wow. We need a record deal ASAP.
Oh, you're very sweet. You're very sweet. I could not remember the words, and I'm saying that so many times.
Still killed it.
But that's okay. We'll just make it. It'll be Nakia's version.
Yeah, you still killed it anyway. So that was awesome. Now, can you rap?
Ooh. Okay, so I am not the greatest rapper. My son can.
Okay.
But when I produced my series Class Dismissed, if you listen to the opening song, that is me rapping the song that I wrote. And let me try to remember how it goes. Here's a little, I could rap a little bit.
A little bit.
So here's a little story about three old friends who didn't know their lives would collide again. We got a comic, an extra, a teacher for one, who ended up at Ellington is how it begun.
If you weren't in the entertainment industry, what career would you pursue?
Either accounting or I would be a teacher. I've done both, basically. I still do the other one because I do, the financial side of my businesses.
Yeah.
I've always loved numbers since I was a kid. I was always high in math. And in between jobs, after Power Rangers, I was a substitute teacher, and then I would take over classes. And I actually was going to give up acting when I got sick in 2009, and I was just going to teach. I did enjoy many years of teaching and just feeding into the minds of kids. So that was a lot of fun for me. So that I would say teaching or accounting.
That's amazing. Love that. I'm a business major, so I get you on that accounting part.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Can you reveal to us any hints about the Ranger Stop guest, or is it still too early?
Ooh, well, we're going to be having guest announcements soon, so you are just going to have to wait.
Oh, I'm excited. Oh, I love this one. Do you have your Lightning collection figure?
I do, and that is because of you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You have been very instrumental in me actually seeing my Lightning figure. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, and it's funny because I signed a couple this weekend. Some had pre-ordered it, and so they brought it in. It's so I really love the way that it's boxed and the way that it looks. I actually look like a female. And I look a little bit more like me than I have ever in the action figure. So I really, really appreciate what they've done with it.
Look at Nakia. Look at this. So cool. So like, sir, isn't that like surreal? Do you ever just like get goosebumps to like that you're an action figure?
Sometimes I'll have moments where I just sit back and I'm just so really grateful for the opportunity. Like it just hits me like, I have an action figure and I have a Barbie doll.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's not many people that can say that, and what a blessing that is.
Yes. Which,
Yeah.
speaking of the Barbie stuff, is how was that voice acting for Barbie Dreamhouse?
Oh, it was so funny. I remember just reading, because I wouldn't get the full script. I would just, you literally get the lines when you get there.
Oh,
And seeing it all come to fruition, and to see the whole episode, and to see the funny that oh my gosh, the writers were just amazing. Absolutely amazing.
oh, that's awesome. So you've been a part of like all these big franchises like Barbie, Power Rangers, Dangerforce. One of the questions in here was, what does it mean to you to be a woman of color in such iconic franchises?
Extraordinary. You know, Power Rangers, one thing I will say about Power Rangers, and I've said it before, they were before their time with the diversity. In the 90s, you don't see it, it was either an all African American show, an all white show, all African American or all white show, or maybe Hispanic. But it wasn't, you wouldn't see a lot of shows that had the diversity that Power Rangers had. And it means so much when I have little African American girls, well, now women, and even some that are still small, even men coming up and saying that I represented them well, that they looked at my character and knew that they could pursue whatever dream that they had because they saw me on television. It means a lot. It means a lot. Yeah.
Cool. Love
I'm
that.
blessed to be able to be a representative.
That's beautiful. Love that. If you could pick your own custom team of Power Rangers, like a team of 6, and you could fight against one female villain, so everybody female, who would it be?
Who would the 6 be?
Yes, and your villain.
My villain would be Divatox.
Yes. Love that.
The 6 would be Aisha, Katie, Kat. That's 3. Aisha, Katie, Kat, myself. So I have 2 more.
Yep.
I don't remember her character name, Allison Sullivan's character, and Jen.
Yeah.
That's 7.
Good.
No, that's right. Yeah.
No, that's 6. That's a solid team.
Yes.
Divatox is a solid villain, so we'll have to see how that ends up. Do you think that Tanya ends up with anyone, maybe Adam, or what do you think happened there? Was there a little romance brewing?
I've said in the past that, they are now married with children.
Mm-hmm.
And, now that I think about it, I think that maybe they continue to be best friends, but I think that they've pursued other interests and they keep in contact. But, Tanya's out teaching, singing, and has children and still fighting the forces of evil. And Adam has gone off and is teaching martial arts and has his own family. So that's my version today. Tomorrow it might be a little bit different.
Yeah, still like that. That's beautiful. They're still teammates.
Yes.
So if you were to return as Tanya, say in a current project right now with Power Rangers, what would you want to see from her?
I'd want to see some substance. I wouldn't want her to be, because I really felt like after Zeo, towards the end of Zeo and also into Turbo, I felt like Tanya was the background ranger. And I remember Johnny and I talking about that as well. We didn't feel like we were featured as much as Tommy and Kat. Mm-hmm. And so I would love to see her have storylines. I would love to see her importance in the story as opposed to just being one of the Power Rangers. That's what I would love to see. Yes,
that would be awesome. I'm going to push for that. We want Tanya back, you guys. If you were to switch costumes with any other Power Ranger, which costume would you switch? Doesn't have to be yellow, could be anybody.
There are 2 suits that I really like, and it's mainly because of the shoulders, I think are amazing. The black and gold, which when Austin came back, his character Jason came back as the Gold Ranger. And then also I like Tommy's black and white outfit with shoulders. Yeah. So I would be either one of those.
I like that. Some battle armor for Tanya. So how has being a mom changed your perception in life?
Definitely makes you grow up. you never know a love like you have for your children. Like it's a different kind of love, like where you would obviously lay your life down for them. And even though my sons are 18 and 21, they will always be my babies. I am always concerned every time they go out the door. I need to know where they are, who they're with, always covering them in prayer. It's a never ending job. That is a job that you just never end until you leave this earth. And your eyes are open to the things around, and just preparing them for their own future and for their own future wives and lives and careers. That in itself is a full-time job. I gained so much respect. I didn't understand stay-at-home moms until I had stayed at home for the first several months with my kids. It is one of the most difficult jobs ever, keeping a human being alive. Like, for real, keeping them away from the electric socket, keeping them away from choking, keeping them, it is a full-time job. So kudos to those mothers that stay at home. But it is definitely, it's made me mature and just appreciate the things that God has given me, including my children, and just preparing me to be their mom and to be the best that I can be, to prepare a life for them and a future, and hopefully feeding into their lives with joy, hope, and inspiration and encouragement, and all that mothers should do.
Oh, that was beautiful. You're gonna make me cry.
Thank you.
What do you do for fun?
We have family night.
Hey.
I love when we are all stuffing our faces and we watch movies together. I love when we're vacationing together. And I also like those quiet moments where my husband and I are just sitting on the couch in our pajamas watching our favorite television shows. I thoroughly enjoy that. It's so funny when we were away, Kat and I were away this weekend in Texas at the Harlingen Fan Comic-Con. All of the other guests, we were actually the oldest. No, we weren't the oldest there, because there were some guests, the ones that hung out together. We were hanging out with some anime guests, and Ray, who played Cyborg in Justice League. And it was just so cool to see these 20-year-olds. And then there were some 30-year-olds, and, we're 40, going out, and was like, okay, we're going out. Are you guys coming? And Kat and I were like, no, nah. I am so happy to go put my head on my pillow. Like back in the 20s, I would be like, yes, where we going? What we doing? And I just can't even, that does not bring me joy anymore.
Can you do, and I know you can because you're so good at accents, can you do a country accent?
Of course I can do a country accent. I was in part of Dixie, and I played Prissy and Pritchett. Wait, we were Prissy and the sisters. What was my sister's name? Prissy, and I can't even remember what our names was, but yes, I had to go in and I had to talk with a country accent, and that was so much fun for me. And she ran me over in the first episode. My sister ran me over in the first episode of Part of Dixie.
Oh my God.
Yes, that was fun.
What projects are you planning with your production company, or what do you have in mind for it?
Well, there's a long-standing project, Class Dismissed, which is now called Life After Saving the World. I've also written a movie for it. I might change the characters' names. I have some meetings coming up where I'm deciding what my first project is going to be, to be perfectly honest. I really would like to see life brought to that. I really would like that to become a series. I have a movie version, which is semi-faith-based. It's comedy faith-based. And then I have a dance show that I've co-written. And then, Kat and I also have a project based off of our Power Rangers Playback. So whichever one, I don't know. One of those projects is going to happen.
All of them are going to happen. And I'm so excited.
One of them is going to light the fire for the other one. So
yes.
We'll see which one is going to come first.
How do you stay sane during these times and still fulfill your responsibilities?
Prayer. I can't speak any more than prayer. It's God. I seriously, because there's sometimes where where I feel like if I did not have him in my life would be a lot different, because I look to him for my sanity. I look to him for favor. I look to him for peace. I look to him in the Bible for just resolve in it all. And my family and my friends, and to be able to talk things out, to be able to vent and have someone listen, and then be able to get the best advice possible. So I really feel like you have to have a circle, a network of friends that are around you that are going to encourage, uplift, and inspire you. It is so important in this day. If you have people that are surrounding you that are speaking negatively, that have nothing but every day is just a chore. Every day it's just awful. And I did have a friend like that. And I was like, I've got to go, because it started to weigh on me. Everything was just always drab and blue and there was nothing. No, there was no light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that just, even when I would try to speak life into her and encourage her, it was just not received. It was always, it was just like everything just was a weight coming down. And so I just encourage everybody that if you need even just the one person that can help lift and inspire you when you're down, she's up or he's up, and vice versa. It's so important, so important.
Amen to that. This one is a secret that you have got to spill. This is from one of your RSP volunteers. They say, you are so young and beautiful. And what is your workout routine?
That is so sweet. To be perfectly honest, I do not have a workout routine, which I should. Is why I have not stepped on the scale in the last 2 weeks. I have a Fitbit that I discovered, and actually, so we have channel members for Power Rangers Playback, and we were having a video chat with one of our channel members, and she had told me how she lost like 200 and something pounds with a Fitbit. And I had heard about Fitbits before, but didn't really know too much about it. And she explained it to me. I literally the same day bought a Fitbit and started counting calories, and I had lost the weight, all of the weight that I wanted to. And I had maintained it for a while by just walking, watching television, doing my 10,000 steps a day. And so that has been the easiest thing for me to do. And that's what I would do. I would count my calories and walk 10,000 steps or more a day.
Wow.
And yeah.
That is handy. Oh, Fitbit, got to count them steps.
Fitbit, yeah.
Oh, if Houston isn't on this list, what is your favorite sports teams? Besides the Rockets, Astros, besides my city.
I can't say that I have a favorite sports team, to be perfectly honest. There's not one that when it's the Super Bowl, I'll choose a team to root for. When it's the World Series, I'll choose a team to root for. Typically it's the underdog. I just have always been that way. When it's the underdog, then I tend to root for them, but I don't have any favorite teams.
Okay. I'll pick a couple of them for you. So she's a Rockets fan, she's a Texans fan, and she's an Astros fan because
Word. We'll go.
Speaking of Houston, this question is from my dad. He misses you, by the way, and he and everybody in H-Town want to know, when are you guys coming to Houston?
Tell your papa that I said hello. So sweet. We have been asked that, Kat and I have never done a signing in Houston. That is something that I hope to have sometime soon. Yes. So even if I can get into some comic book stores there, that would be really, really nice. So that's something I need to look into.
Yes, that would be awesome. What are your upcoming projects? And also, where can we find you, and like the Power Rangers Playback pages, all that good stuff?
I'm still on Dangerforce. I actually was supposed to film an episode of Dangerforce, and then I caught COVID, so that sucked. But I still speak to the showrunner and so forth, so they're going to have me back on, God willing, soon. As a recurring character, you just don't necessarily know when you're written in. So I have that, traveling for comic conventions, producing. Those are the things that I'm working on. And you can find me at nakiaburrise.com. That's my website. That's also my Instagram. That's also my Twitter. Facebook is nakia.burrise. And
And are you feeling okay after COVID? Are you all right?
I am back to myself. It took a while for me to get back to feeling like me, but yes, thank God I am back to feeling like myself.
Good. I'm so happy to hear that you're healthy and still kicking it with Dangerforce and all these signings coming up. Nakia's action figure is about to be out everywhere by the end of the year, so I'm really excited for that. And you guys check out her pages. She's got some cool stuff coming up. Power Rangers Playback is amazing. Highly encourage y'all to join the Patreon on there. And Nakia, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Life of Mayhem with Nakia Burrise. She's so amazing. Once again, you guys check out all those pages. And this is Zakary Mayhew-Yanez and Nakia Burrise signing out.
Bye. Thank you guys.